This is more about living in the time of the novel coronavirus pandemic. They are still struggling to find a way to salvage even a partial season for Major League Baseball. Fans can follow virtual games on the internet, so I'm told. Rosters are made up of the best players at each position in every club's history. This is a prospect that fails to engage me. As far as the real game is concerned, I'm sure they'll come up with a solution that will discredit the game even more. I've previously written about how money and financial considerations, along with pure foolishness, have combined to gut and geld what was a great and brilliantly designed sport, one that put on full display the wonderful powers of the human athlete. I saw a video on the new Yankee Stadium. The guy who made it was wondering if the new stadium ever should have been built. His conclusion, sadly drawn, is no. When he surveys the new, not so new anymore, Yankee Stadium, he finds that it lacks the charm, the character, the beauty, mystique, and aura of the previous stadium. He calls the new place a white-collar, sushi-serving, $300 a ticket annoyance that is a disgrace to the team, the city, and Major League Baseball. I have spoken here disparagingly about socialism, how its policies will help democracy destroy itself. But capitalism isn't much better. Slavery was born in capitalism. All too often, in its rage for profit, something noble of human expression, something of spiritual value, is crushed by capitalism. As we emerge, if we emerge, from the vast dark shadow of the novel coronavirus epidemic, I want to be observant, if I can, to see what will be preserved and what will be lost. Because it isn't just baseball that is being drained of its vitality and its ability to inspire. Our society, governed by its fears and weaknesses, is constantly striving to squeeze the juice and very life out of what we should value the most, and then replacing it with gaudy mausoleums for the rich, like the new Yankee Stadium. The poor schnook behind that review described himself as a lifelong baseball fan and a lover of baseball. A lifelong Yankee fan and a lover of baseball. I feel sorry for the guy. His next insult will be arriving soon, courtesy of MLB. The governor, sounding unsure of just about everything, said, "Look, this isn't going to last forever." I don't think he was sure of that either. He said we are going to do two things at once, keep everyone safe and open things up. These are contradictory goals, and he'll have trouble doing it. A state of emergency still exists in the state. People are starting to call it Big Brother. The stay-at-home order, rebranded to something like Safe at Home, will remain for the rest of the month. The governor says he is forming internal work groups to study how restaurants, hair salons, and child care facilities might reopen safely. The lady doctor, sounding as spaced out as ever, started with the numbers and then said, "We are looking for the sweet, sweet spot that will allow us to proceed." It's the uncertainty connected with the virus that is the problem, she said. Yeah, the Joker. My wife met up with her virtual happy hour group. Most of them take this very seriously, do not leave home for any reason, and do not visit, not even with family. The governor noted that he and his family stand in a yard and wave at their grandchildren through windows. We have a regular weekly family dinner on Monday. We talked it over and agreed to do it, and we continue to do it. If the weather is fair, the dinner for this Monday is scheduled for a park. Fearing that we might upset some people, we reset that dinner for our backyard. Meanwhile, increasingly avid protesters all over the country are calling for an end to the lockdown, all the restrictions. The numbers do not add up to an epidemic, they say. And people who are working, like at Amazon and Walmart, are suing their employers for unsafe working conditions. The lack of sports for broadcast has caused networks to air old games and tournaments. ESPN created a series about the Chicago Bulls, the Michael Jordan Bulls, called The Last Dance. I haven't seen it, but it seems to be opening up a lot of hard feelings, wounds that are being freshly picked after 30 years. Jordan was fiercely combative, and he's fighting still. The teams his Bulls beat were all proud men. It's an interesting vibe, certainly counter to the isolated, stay-at-home emptiness. I think the series is a big hit for ESPN. At the grocery store, it looks like they got the toilet paper and paper towels stocked. What they lack now is flour, yeast, and bags of dried beans.